As the two swords cross, the start of a new era, hopefully, dawning of a new day. A day that welcomes day and night, I would hope, but you wouldn't know it listening to them. It's all over. Elwin. Oh, where's my woman's voice? And yet only sadness remains. Nothing but death and destruction can come from war. This is true. Bernhardt didn't believe in anyone. That's why he used force to control people, to control everything. The hard to believe. If we could all just understand each other, there would be no such thing as war. Everybody, screen cap that. Remember that line. Because we believed in people, we were able to make so many friends. That's why we were able to stop the Empire from getting out of control. Well, they kind of got out of control. Precisely. The power of Langrisser brought all of our hearts together. What a crew. We mustn't make the same mistakes as Bernhardt. That's right. I think I'll go on another journey and strive for an ideal world. There's nothing you can do alone. Aren't we all friends? If we put our strength together, surely we can make that ideal world a reality. Yes, we certainly can. And there you have it. My friends, that is Langrisser 2. And we get a quick recap of how we did in all the scenarios, or at least how many turns it took. And I actually forget the name of this song, but enjoy. I guess I can talk over it a little bit, but not too much. Scenario 6, who remembers that one? I think that's where we met Arin. Scenario 7 was the battle with the Necromancers. That was one of my personal favorite fights. Scenario 8 across the bridge rather. Scenario 9, we were defending Kaoza. 10 turns, that quick? Scenario 10, we met Lester, across the Raw River. Scenario 11 was the introduction of Jessica, and we beat that in 7 turns. Scenario 12 was the Ruined Temple, which led to the secret scenario, which won't show up here. Scenario 13, we fought Vargas for the last time. Miss you, Vargas. Scenario 14, we recovered Langrisser. Scenario 15, we fought Imelda in the Dark Princess for the first time. Scenario 16, we fought Rhaegar Castle and intercepted Bernhardt in Scenario 17. We thought that was the end of him, but it wasn't. Scenario 18, we fought the Great Dragon in Lana, defending the town. Scenario 19 saw us fighting Imelda for the last time. Then after that was the secret scenario. Scenario 20, we fought Fias and avenged Doran, I believe was the name. Scenario 21 was the marionette battle across the ocean. Scenario 22, we saw Bowser get taken out by Bernhardt in a hurry. Scenario 23, we got the Holy Rod from Laird right after that third secret battle with the dragons. Scenario 24, we fought the Vampire Lord and his minions. Scenario 25, we fought Leon, which we thought was the last time, but wasn't. And then Scenario 26, we faced off against Egbert, which led us into the final battle here. In only 5 turns, we defeated Bernhardt. A total of 436 turns. Wow, I'm surprised I remembered all of those battles so easily. It's been a long journey. And thanks to the experiences, something inside Scott has changed. Yeah, you were always strong, Scott, but yeah, you're a monster now. But the good kind. Unfortunately, he's not here right now, but he asked me to convey his gratitude to you. That's right. Saldaroth again, a kingdom from War Song. Living on quite well. And it's in good hands, clearly. Look at that, 155 wins, no losses. Level 4 Royal Guard. Scott, who far surpassed his father's expectations by greatly maturing, returned to Saldaroth, where his parents awaited him. He received invitations from several kingdoms to be their knight captain, but Scott, who still felt inexperienced, politely declined their offers. Yeah, you're gonna have to do better if you want to get his approval. 3 years later, and his sword. A horde of monsters attacked Saldaroth, but the squadron swiftly raised by Scott's leadership succeeded in repelling the enemy. Naturally. The town did not suffer any serious damage in the attack, and because of this, Scott became well known as the great hero who had saved Salra, aka Salras. Afterwards, he came to govern over the town and led Salroth to prosperity. And Hawking's memory lives on. Or Carleon, if you prefer. I do like the name Carleon. And they show off each commander briefly in battle. Okay, some of the end credits was not translated in English, probably the developers' names and roles, so it's sad we won't get to see that. Oh, Elwin, you came! Come on, guys, get your minds out of the gutter. Don't you think that it's nice and quiet now that most of the castle soldiers are out? Oh, and they were by themselves? Oh, that doesn't look good. The truth is, being calm and patient like this doesn't fit my personality, but now that the entire castle is empty... Up for round 2? Yeah, I guess I'll go on another journey. I'm not the type of person who likes to sit still for very long. Just like you, Elwin. Ah... Since everyone else here is trying their hardest, you need to do your best too. Oh yeah, we'll be able to see each other again someday, right? I guess you know where my mind's at today, because everything that she said there literally sounded like a euphemism to me, so it's just my mind is somewhere else today. But anyways, 297 wins, fantastic, princess. As she seemed content with her performance on the battlefield, everybody expected that Cherie would start behaving herself, but that notion quickly died. She initially cooperated, but several days later, Cherie unexpectedly fled the castle in secret. What you up to this time? She had heard a rumor about a demon lord invading the kingdom. Okay, so she challenged it to a fight in order to test her skills. Sounds plausible. After 3 days and 3 nights of intense fighting, she finally defeated the demon lord and was declared to be a supreme warrior. Which she already was. So I'm not sure why that was necessary, but there you go. The rightful king offered his throne to her, but she said that no matter how much wealth and power she obtained, it was all meaningless to her. Good for her. Not to mention she already had a throne of her own. Completely satisfied by earning the prestige of a warrior, she returned to her castle shortly thereafter and served her kingdom ever since. As she should have been all along. So what, did they not respect her throne because she's a woman, a princess? She'd be a queen at this point, honestly, but that's one thing I like about the Langrisser series. There doesn't seem to be a strong sense of patriarchy or matriarchy. There seems to be reverence and respect given to men and women of high rank. Sure, the women are scantily clad, but I mean, JRPG, that's not going to change. Oh, Sir Elwin, thank you for all your help. Presently, the castle soldiers are away rebuilding the damaged towns. As usual, the princess is pretending to be a tomboy, but she seems to have settled down quite a bit since you first met each other. I kind of imagine him with the William Shatner stereotypical Star Trek voice, but everyone here is relieved about that, but the truth is, I sense it is just the calm before the storm. Oh, it's time for me to go help out. Please, excuse me. Of course, Keith. Got things to do, I understand. Man won't sit still. Level 4 Dragon Master, 174 wins. Keith, who had lived through countless battles, became well known as a warrior of Khalzad, with no losses. After returning to the castle, he would constantly protect it during the many absences of the princess. Little did he know she was actually in a far-off secluded room with Elwin doing who knows what, I won't say. He also worked day and night with the other soldiers to rebuild the damaged towns, and so Khalzad soon began to return to its former glory. Got a lot to live up to match Lance's memory. Afterwards, in order to make the world safer, he led an offensive to rid the land of the remaining monsters. One day he rescued a beautiful woman who was being attacked by a monster. They fell in love and soon got married. Good for you, Keith. Good for you. Within several years, nearly all the monsters within the kingdom of Khalzad had been eradicated thanks to the energetic Keith. I'm sure having a good woman at his side has something to do with that. Because I've studied a lot of famous figures in history. For the most part, there are probably exceptions to the rule, like with every rule, but as far as I can tell, behind every strong man, there was a strong woman. Unfortunately, history doesn't always spotlight the women. Sadly, there were a lot of strong and powerful and influential women across history that don't get talked about or written in the books, which is another reason why I'm glad this series seems to favor both genders equally for the most part. Ah, Elwin, thanks for coming all the way out here to Stowe. The people of this temple were all very nice and they do so much for me. Yeah, because they see what you can do as a summoner, they're scared. So many innocent people got hurt while I was being controlled by Bowser. Case in point. I'm planning to stay here and work to help people. Yes, Leon had a gentle heart. When I imagined if he hadn't been an Imperial General, don't torture yourself like that. I'm alright. Anyway, there are many things that I need to get done. Take care. You too, Lana. It was a pleasure having you on our team. Yeah, level 6 summoner, 62 wins. Rejecting the grievous harm she caused while being manipulated by Bozer, Lana joined the Great Temple of Light in Astol as a sister. But not with her sister. There she spent each day working towards the happiness of people. One day a plague began sweeping across the continent. Astol, being no exception, was also exposed to the terrible plague, but thanks to Lana's tireless research, magic that could heal it was invented. Called Heal 2. With that one act, for 4 MP, she had eliminated the plague before it could cause severe damage. She later became the Pope of Astol, not just for meritorious deeds, but also because of her strong religious faith, vast knowledge, and gentle heart. Meritorious, that's a word I haven't seen in a long time. She devoted the rest of her life to creating a world without war. Her teachings, full of kindness, spread across the continent and even brought forth peace. Yes, indeed. Having earned the respect of countless nations, she came to be regarded by subsequent generations as a holy woman. And see, that's what I'm talking about. You don't hear about a lot of holy women across history, but I'm sure there have been plenty. Clearly, it just seems like a no-brainer, but you hardly hear about them. But anyway, I digress. La la la. Oh, hello, Sir Elwin. Because I fought so much back then, I don't even want to hold a sword anymore. I think I'll spend the rest of my years at ease while teaching swordsmanship to the children of this town. But Arin, that's going to require holding a sword, won't it? Make up your mind. But I hope to live someday in a world where one doesn't need to know how to use a sword. I'm confident that you can make that happen, Elwin. I feel the same way, Arin. Thank you for such fond memories. But replace sword with gun, and that sums up my sentiment. For 140 wins, wow. Having returned to town, Arin resumed his life of retirement as a level 5 High Master. As he was fond of children, he owned a training school where swordsmanship was taught, and the children could build up both their minds and bodies. Jeet Kune Do with the blade. On the side, he would retell his war stories, and the children enjoyed them greatly. Because who doesn't love a good story? Having lived through such trying times, his stories were popular for being thrilling, and Arin became something of a celebrity among the children in town. That's a good way to close out your last years. He lived the rest of his life in peace surrounded by innocent children. You earned it, Arin. You fought the good fight, you lived to tell it. So go on and tell that tale. Morrigan. I wouldn't have given you the extra screen time, but there you go. And was he a level 10 sorcerer when we fought him? I doubt it. Debug mode for you. Well, if it isn't Elwin, you've gotten stronger since we last met. Huh? Me? Well, I figure I've lived a pretty full life, what with all I've accomplished. Thanks to us. Although it was only for a short time, I'm really glad to have known you. I think of you like a true brother. Brother. Oh yeah, go see Jessica. Hank should be doing research with her right now. They both wanted to see you. Well, take care of yourself. And you too, man. It was good having you on the team. Big fan of Serpent Knights. Especially when they're level 5 Serpent Masters with 159 wins. As Jessica had already become an adult, Lester began to search for a different way of life, out of righteousness. Okay, so, hold on. Having been satisfied with his many exploits during the war, he put up his sword and chose to live a respectful life. So Jessica wasn't an adult when we recruited her? Interesting. Several years passed, and he began to forget about fighting. But then he heard about a large pirate group that was ravaging the nearby waters. I guess that was literally a spell of rebirth she cast. Lester, feeling his blood boil, entered the pirates' hideout alone and, after a reckless battle, repelled them. Ding, ding. His reputation became known across the continent and his honor was praised. It came to be that a statue of him was enshrined in every port. Now that's impressive. With his serpent, I imagine, because that would make for an impressive sight. And a little imposing. Ah, who does remember Blizzard? Didn't get to use it nearly as much as I would have liked, but a very fun spell. I like the effect more than anything. Who's there? Oh, Elwin, you came at a good time. Take a look at this. To us wizards, this is a treasure trove of knowledge. Thanks to Jessica, my magic skills have really improved. So she decided to take him under her wing after all. But he doesn't want to use magic for fighting anymore. So that's why he's researching magic that can help people. Sounds good to me. Jessica's inside, so I'll go call her. Wait here, alright? Alright, Ain, how did you end up? Level 6 summoner, 193 wins. Leaving the village he had grown up in, he worked hard on magical research at Jessica's laboratory as her apprentice. Congratulations. There, he not only discovered powerful ancient magic, but he also developed new spells, and so a great deal of new magic came into being. Is there such a thing as new magic, or just magic we haven't known about, or forgotten? Half of it required the kind of power that only a small group of people could control, but thanks to him the art of magic had been significantly advanced. At least the knowledge of it. Because I feel like being very technical today. A great revolution in magic was born, and the teachings of Hain became the basis for magic on the continent. I feel like being very logical and very naughty for some reason. And thus Hain acquired the title of Great Wizard at a young age. But hey, what's naughty about the human body and reproductive functions? It's natural. It's not my problem. The problem is we've been conditioned to think such things are bad and wicked and evil and against nature, when in fact that's how nature perpetuates us. Anyway, Jessica, it's been a long time, hasn't it, Elwin? A year has already passed since the war. Time really flies, doesn't it? If you only knew, Jessica. Thanks to you, the endless struggle between light and darkness has finally come to an end. So now maybe the two can coexist peacefully, as they kind of do in reality, because you need them. I guess Egbert was testing us, the descendants of light. That's one way to look at it. Lately, I've been thinking about if I had been able to surpass my limitations, maybe we could have destroyed the darkness. Thankfully, that didn't happen. I sometimes wonder if Alhazard was created as a common enemy to help unite people. I'm overanalyzing it, aren't I? Yes. But regardless, it was thanks to you that peace has now returned to the world. Gotta give her credit, she really knows how to think outside the box. I've finally been relieved of my duty to guide the descendants of light, so I think I'll just live life as an ordinary woman now. Whatever that means. Thank you so much for everything. I guess it just means she doesn't have to babysit us, basically. She can do whatever she chooses to do. With 141 wins, knock yourself out. With the curtain finally fallen on the constant conflict over Langrisser, she was liberated from the fate of leading the descendants of light. For now. Because this wasn't the last game. She rebuilt her laboratory near Raw River to allow even more wizards to do research, and also opened the School of Magic, which Hain was very happy about. Even though it was in a remote region, in the blink of an eye, countless wizards came to visit. I'm sure. The lectures given by Jessica, who possessed a great deal of long-forgotten knowledge, were considered priceless by the magicians. Imagine how much she'd be charging per lecture. Over time, wizards throughout the continent wanted to take Jessica's classes, and it soon developed into the first magic university in history. Far greater than the ancient schools at Timbuktu. Nowadays, having been blessed with excellent apprentices, they say she spends each day lazily attending to research. Another indispensable recruit on our team. We couldn't have made it without Jessica. Glad we were able to get her back. Unfortunate about Der Langrisser, where you actually cannot control it. But that's another story. That's another scenario. Okay, we get to look at some of the opposition. Bowser, the Prince of Darkness, had tried countless times to ensnare the world in a ruinous cataclysm. No wins, no losses. No, I'm pretty sure he lost. Hard. With the manipulation of Emperor Bernhardt, his plans appeared to be succeeding, but were stopped just before completion. And how? Ironically, his loss had not been at the hands of the descendants of light, but rather Bernhardt and his evil sword Alhazard. Pardon me, the evil sword Alhazard, which was supposed to belong to Bowser. The flesh and soul of his immortal body became the power of darkness and were absorbed by Alhazard, which was then vanquished from this world. With his death, the threat of darkness lifted, but as long as this conflict is remembered in legend, Bowser, the Prince of Darkness, will live on. Get a quick look at him. Yeah, he never really got to do that to us, did he? But if he did, apparently it wouldn't have been too strong. Vargas, the brave general of the Fire Dragon Army. Oh, taking the words out of their mouth. The brave General Vargas, head of the Fire Dragon Army, had stood in the way of Elwin and the others countless times. He was a big threat due to his expert tactics refined through actual battlefield experience. His last conflict was the land battle within the town of Lunam. Didn't even know that town had a name. It was the clash with Elwin in which Zoram used the flame dragons to buy Egbert time to abscond with Lana. Another word you don't see very often. Leaving Eliza, who was near childbirth, Vargas rushed into the battlefield when the flame dragon army was exposed to danger. Never one to abandon his men. To rescue his men, Vargas disregarded his own safety and threw himself into the frenzy of battle. His life was cut short at the hand of Elwin. It seems like I'm trying to one-up the game, and it's completely unintentional. In the present age in which the conflict over the two swords has long ended, his name is only remembered by history. And me, and you hopefully, don't forget Vargas. I don't give the man enough respect. I mean, he's no Leon, but I mean, to be fair, who is? But he was still a pretty good guy. Honorable, tough. We had to put him to sleep to beat him if I recall correctly, so there's that. Oh, and then there's General Imelda, General of the Empire's Ice Dragon Navy. Imelda had feigned having a personality that was the exact opposite of Vargas. Oh, are you trying to say she was playing the whole time? Her cool-headed and cruel disposition, which did not match her gorgeous appearance, greatly magnified the fear of her within the Imperial armies. I'm not sure if I'm buying that. However, while setting sail to return to Emperor Bernhardt's castle, she was attacked by Elwin and the others. As the fighting had begun much earlier than she anticipated, her reinforcements did not make it in time, and her life came to an end by Arin's blow. Was it Arin who defeated her? I'm remembering it being somebody else. With her death, the morale of the surviving members of the Ice Dragon Navy vanished, and the unit collapsed. Again, it might be because I'm using an alternative save file. I'm not even 100% at this point. I really don't know. There have been too many time gaps in between episodes. Kinda lost track. Man, this series has been going on for a while, hasn't it? And Leon himself. Blue Dragon Supreme. Leon's life changed forever after meeting Bernhardt, who possessed immense strength and the charisma to charm people. Charisma, charm. Makes sense. After all, you really can't spell charisma without charm, can you? They both dreamed of a peaceful, unified continent, and so he bet everything on the man who would be emperor. Yeah, including his life. Although young, Leon, who had both ingenuity and unusual skill with the sword, was appointed the commander of the glorious Blue Dragon Knights. He was popular among his troops for his good character, and his deeds of valor and undefeated combat record won him the trust of the Emperor. And just about everybody else within Rhaegar. However, the Empire, its plans crushed by the resistance of Elwin's group, began to fall into decline. Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. In a battle to the death with Elwin, Leon was unable to defeat him and his comrades of surpassing skill. Yeah, but he gave us quite a fight though, and a surprise. Then, knowing that it was the end for the Empire, he chose the same fate as the Emperor he had believed in. And what exactly happened to them anyway? Did Bernhardt send them into another dimension? You know, did he instantly kill them? Did they disintegrate? We really don't know for sure. It was kind of ambiguous. But maybe it's for the best. Leave that aura of mystery about the two of them. They've certainly earned it, built it up well. And Egbert, the great wizard Egbert. He led the Black Dragon sorcerers and secretly supported the Rhaegar Empire while pretending to serve Bowser. Yeah. Egbert's real strength was his immense magical power, said to be the best on the continent, and his trenchant insights. He excelled even in politics. So we're told. No reason to doubt it, though. As staff officer of the Emperor, he had complete control. This too was a task well suited to his abundant knowledge and cleverness. Yeah, he was pretty good. The one who had seen through Bowser's machinations and who had laid out a brilliant stratagem was none other than Egbert. So he was really the mastermind behind a lot of the planning, I guess. He obtained the evil sword Alhazard and succeeded in bestowing upon Bernhardt its unlimited power. I guess he aligned with Bernhardt because, however, he was opposed by the many allies of Elwin who had acquired Langrisser. When they fell into his trap, Egbert showered upon them the concentrated magic attacks of the Black Dragon sorcerers. To no avail, clearly. but due to a single attack by Lester, who found a momentary opening, he died a heroic death. Okay, that confirms that this is an alternative save because Jessica, I went out of my way to let her deal the final blow. So this isn't a different save. I do remember that. But again, guys, I'm pretty sure everything else was the same except for the outcome of certain battles. Everybody still lived, as you can see. They had their no-loss record. And also, if they take even one defeat, that will affect the epilogue dialogue for them. More than one defeat, you can be guaranteed a very bad ending for them. Emperor Bernhardt, ruler of the great Empire Rhaegar, in but a single generation revived the kingdom and thereafter conquered the majority of the continent. I don't think this is the same Empire from Warsong, but maybe it is. His charisma brought him not only his 4 generals, but also a great many superbly skilled subordinates. Their performance always met his expectations. Because it never gave the Emperor... Oh wait! It was the Empire of Dulcis in the first game, so it probably is different. Having acquired Alhazard by defeating Bozar, the Prince of Darkness who tried to manipulate him, Bernhardt then became the strongest man in the continent. Men's hearts are weak, and those who don't believe in anyone will hurt others. Out of his own mouth. Because he recognized human weaknesses, Bernhardt sought unification through military might. Not the first, but probably won't be the last. But some might consider that to be a reign of terror. Yes. To acquire the strength in which he could be supreme in any kind of conflict, the war escalated and a great deal of innocent blood was spilt. And sadly, it's always the innocent blood that goes first and thickest. But with Langrisser in the possession of the descendants of light, who joined their hearts into one, his dream collapsed. Bernhardt had found himself in a decisive battle against Elwin within the underground temple in the innermost depths of Velzeria Castle. He suffered heavy, fatal wounds. When he realized that it was over for him, with his own hand, the once mighty Emperor caused Alhazard to go out of control. Okay. A little more detail. It was as if he had made the distinction between right and wrong of the war he had started himself. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. He realized that he had taken a wrong turn. Finally, he put an end to his life, which had been full of troublesome ups and downs. Very conflicted man, truthfully, secretly. And that goes without saying, anybody who brings about that much conflict clearly is conflicted themselves internally. And as we've seen in our own lives for ourselves by now, those of us who are honest, internal conflicts beget external conflict. Elwin, you've come back. This whole time I've been taking care of the orphans. I've been waiting for you to return. Yeah, you guys didn't forget about Lana, did you? Come on. Oh, really? Well, I'm afraid I can't stay long. I'm on another journey. I promised Leon and the rest that I'd work to build a peaceful world. Can I come with you? Only if Cherie doesn't mind. I couldn't help it, guys, excuse me. Huh? I get to have a harem? I'm joking. Wherever you go, take me with you. And does 2 companions constitute a harem? Let me stop. Come on, Elwin. You know the answer. Do the right thing. I won't trouble you. Or would a girl like me be a burden on you? Oh, of course not. Anything but. That's not it at all. It's because you're so important to me that I don't want to put you in danger. Okay, that's a good answer. Should have just said yes, but... I appreciate that, Elwin, but I don't want to be alone anymore. I want to live with the one I believe in, the one I love. Please, Elwin, let me be with you. Wow, she's just laying it out there. Gotta love an honest woman, though. You're not alone, Liana. You're not alone. You're not alone anymore. And do women ever get to have harems of their own, or is it just men? Probably not, because I think men are too selfish to share a person like that. Let's be honest. Liana with 59 wins. Returning to her home village, Liana started an orphanage for those who had lost their parents during the war. Together with Elwin, who had returned to her, she later went to each area of the continent to build a peaceful world. Before long, the many people who relied on her character came to finance her, and the orphanage turned into a learning center. I feel like she got more wins than that, but I guess not. Time passed, and the orphans who had grown up well also came to help her. Eventually, her wish was fulfilled. She had succeeded in ending war on the continent. Then again, there was a huge stretch of time we didn't have her on our team, so they were revered as the ones who finally brought peace. her and Elwin. And the others, we didn't do it by ourselves. Scenario 7, that was a good one. Showing off that turn undead. Probably for the folks who went through the game thinking it was a worthless spell. Like, no, it was actually pretty good if you knew how to use it. If you knew when to use it. Elwin, the hero with 406 wins. The conflict between light and darkness that had taken place since time immemorial finally came to an end. All thanks to Elwin and the others. Or so it would seem. The bodies of enemies, allies, and countless soldiers had lain strewn about. That's a grim image. Even in the towns and villages, the number of victims was great. I like to think we spared our share, though. Let's not forget that. The lands and houses had burned to cinders, and many people lost their parents and loved ones. All that sadness will likely spawn a new war. Sadly, the ravages of the war with the Empire seem like wounds that will never fully heal. Yeah, the trauma of war is a real thing. During the war, Elwin gained something even greater than mere victory. It was the trust of his friends that came from uniting their hearts. Very poetic way to put it. Within his heart, the images of every one of them came vividly back to life. Every single day. Men's hearts are weak, and those who don't believe in anyone will hurt others. Not a false statement, but there's more to the story. Bernhardt had not been able to achieve a war without war through force. That would not have been true peace, after all. Elwin truly understood the preciousness of hearts capable of trusting friends and others. And he put that understanding into practice. He accompanied Lana on a journey in order to build an ideal world in which all people could trust each other. Or at least more than the present state. To build a world in which wars would never happen again. Definitely a dream worth aspiring to. And so it all became legend. Is this the end of that legend? Well, only for now. Only for the moment. There may be more to the story. But that's it for now. Copyright 1994 NCS, Careersoft, Messiah Games. All you fine people, I salute you. You'll probably never hear or see this, but I appreciate and applaud the work that you did on this game. And that's Finn. The end. So what more is there to say? I love this game clearly. I hope you do as well. I hope you try this out for yourself if you haven't. Because there's so much in store for you here. Really holds up well considering how old it is. But again, just goes to show classics are timeless. And with that, I don't want to overextend my welcome, everybody. As far as what the future holds for this series, nobody tells it like time, right? So until that time, have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, a wonderful month, a wonderful year. You know, just have a beautiful life, okay? Hopefully, one that is worth sharing with as many people as you can reach. And in order to do that, all you have to do is be true to yourself. And the rest will take care of itself. Anyway, that's PDK's philosophy for the day. It's been wonderful, it's been a ride, it's been a trip, it's been fun, but it is done. So hopefully, I'll see you soon.